Welcome, guys. Headed off the beach right now. It's been very hot. I don't know if I can last out here past 10 a.m. I don't know if it's a combination of me getting old or the heat being just that bad this year. Probably not going to be great, being that the heat is on, and anything we drop to the bottom in most good spots are going to have flounder. So we're probably going to try, you know, bottom that's not that great if we're going to do any kind of jigging, so we don't catch flounder everywhere. Just see what we can find. Barracuda, really a common summer fish. There might be some mackerel, etc. So let's see what happens. Probably going to stick to sillyfish, and if I can find any surface life on top, that's what I'm going to end up doing today. So yeah, I don't know. This stuff might have sharks on it. It might have drum. Might just have flounder on it. It's not very heavy structure, so I typically don't catch too many flounder here, but go flounder. Something down there. Ate my jig. Feels like a shark. You get sharks on jigs. Ate halfway down, so I'm guessing this is a shark. Maybe it's a drum that hasn't woken up yet, but I'm going with shark. Yeah, shark. I hate eating my jigs, man. Not cool. Thank you. Aha, so that's what happened. That right there is a threadfin, greenback, whatever you want to call it. I guess I hooked him on the side, and as I was bringing him up, yeah, he got eaten. Oh my gosh, look how many sharks there are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sharks on that pigfish there. All right, I think we got to move spots. That's no good. I'm sure he's not going to make it, but lots of sharks out here. I'm going to put this Barracuda tube on right now. These guys are usually pretty cooperative. Sometimes they can be fickle. They're like any other fish. They get weird, but I'm hoping they're going to bite right now. All right, let's throw this tube back out behind us. Somewhere around there. Water bottle. don't want him green. Pretty cool. See it, pal? There was one. Save a flounder, catch a barracuda. I think there's a school of about 50 on here. I don't think you can get anything past them, probably. That's my guess. Save a flounder, catch a barracuda. Let's go at 100 of them out there. I think he spit it. He didn't. Oh, he got me. These barracuda tubes are about 20 inches long. I'm running on that Penn slammer, and you got to use a bar. You also need a ball bearing swivel on these things, otherwise line twist is really unforgiving. And the rod I'm using, this is the Jigging World Night Ranger, 7-foot medium heavy. Looked like there was a school of like 25 to 50 out there, and it seems like the really big ones tend to be solo, like lots of other large top of the line predators. And then as you get into the smaller size class, they tend to be more numerous. They can really take over structure in lots of areas. They have a pretty negative reputation amongst anglers for that reason, because they take over from, you know, whatever's biting kayak standpoint. Yeah, they're just fine, but you know, if you're really meat hunting, those things can be really problematic for most anglers. See if we can find anything else, but that's not sharks or barracudas. Maybe one thing to take home for dinner, but hey, I got a feeling that might not happen today. Get a long drift and jig. Got the slow pitch tied on, so start with that. I think it's not working as aggressively because it is warm, but we'll see how bad I get flounder going slow. Toadfish on the jig again? Well, it might be a flounder. On a slow pitch, so yeah, you know they're thick. All right, I'm gonna try one long drift and I'm done. Yeah, there's a ton of these jellyfish. I don't know if you can see them. I mean, they're everywhere. Don't see them too often. I think I got my new favorite pufferfish jig out of this experiment. Sometimes you can catch a lot of them. They'll get a little bit bigger than that. It's been a hot summer, man. Hopefully things change really soon. So I'm gonna pedal my way in right now. Seems like what hurricanes end up doing really seems to dictate what you may or may not get out of the fall fishing sometimes. Speaking of awesome fall fishing, I'm headed back to Crocodile Bay in Puerto Jimenez, Costa Rica, November 28th till December 4th. We have some open slots, so I'll be there that whole time doing some kayak fishing and boat fishing. Hang out, fish together. There's gonna be a couple pretty cool opportunities to do all that stuff over there in Crocodile Bay, and it's a great spot to just bring family, and also to experience some cool fishing, and it's got amazing amenities. Kind of that exploratory kayak fishing, see what it's all about, or to do kind of more of the established stuff, the mahi, marlin, sailfish. Apparently mahi's prime that time of year. If you're interested in joining me on that trip, click the link in the video's description and check it out. I got home last night, I looked at the weather and I was like, I'm just gonna leave everything as it is. Did switch out one setup. I'll show you why in a second. Got a bunch of these guys. I think I'll throw some lures for an hour until about 7:30, get enough light. then I'll start dropping some crabs. Sheepshead will bite in low light conditions, but this is probably the time I could still get a predatory species. When I was just learning how to fish some for drum, I remember going at night a lot, and it was like far better than anything, for the most part, than I've ever been able to do during the day. No drums, just flounders. I guess the good thing about the flounder is, you know, they are really hardy fish, unless you hook them fatally. So, for the most part, you fish with the lure, shouldn't be gut hooking them. So I got some life under the kayak right here, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm thinking it might be sheep's head. I'm gonna take this off. Yeah, it doesn't look good here. All right, next spot. Shimano Vanford. Oh, good. No good, Shimano. No good at all. Shimano Vanford, you saw that, man? Anti-reverse failed on it. It was bad. Shimanos, man, they're fancy out of the box, but in terms of like holding up, you know, after like 400 bucks, they're a totally different animal, but under 250, man, I can't even get a season out of them. I love them, but you know, it sucks when they start failing on the water. And I don't know what that was. That could have been a sheep's head, could have been a drum. I can't. Wow, that's the second good bite I missed on that Vanford now. Switching over to the Penn. Who knows? You know, I really don't know why I've had that failure on that Shimano. It's kind of disappointing because I kind of liked it, the Vanford, but that anti-reverse slipping. Maybe there's something I could do. I'll go home, jump on YouTube, see what kind of, maybe it's a common issue here. It's 9 o'clock now. I've been on the Penn Slammers now, and the Penn Spin Fishers for over 5 years. Slammers are probably 3-4 years old. I haven't thrown one out. The Spin Fishers, I haven't thrown one out. They've got some noise and geariness, but you know, the real big problem with the Penn, the only thing I really don't like about the Penns is the line lay kind of sucks. And if you're in the situation you have to throw something like a 1/4 ounce or an 1/8 ounce, I really don't feel like the right tool for the job. I guess no reel does it all, especially in the kayak world. Generally I fish much lighter gear than a lot of other people might be fishing, but I've got Penn Clashes at home. Penn Clash is nice, but same thing, line roller bearing. It's got kind of a, it's also got not the best line lay, a little bit better than the Slammers though. But yeah, all these reels tend to have that problem. Well, it looks like I got myself one of the slower days. That Vanford failing was probably my only good fish, right? But who knows, I could have pulled the hook on him without the anti-reverse slipping. Maybe I would have had a better hook set, who knows? Might have just been a drum that I would put back, so that's okay. Yeah, I'm seeing something that I haven't seen so far is in the summertime, this summer, maybe the water's that warm that the oxygen's not great down deep. but the sheepshead are in like 5 to 8 feet. And I'm seeing them as I'm getting close to the rocks, but they're really fickle. They don't want anything. So I spent a lot of time working a couple schools that I saw, and before you know it, it's 10 o'clock and I did nothing else besides sit on sheepshead that wouldn't eat. It's a good sized school too, probably 50 of them or so. Yeah, that was the most I've seen concentrated in the summertime, but zero interest in feeding. All right, I'm gonna hit the beach though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this is gonna be the end of my summer doldrum fishing. It's tough, you know. If you wanna try to avoid the flounder, it gets really hard to sometimes figure out what to do in the kayak. This year's quite different than the last two, it seems like to me. I ordered a second Shimano Vanford, and then now I just had that happen, so I was pretty happy with it up until this point too, which kind of sucks. But hey, that's how it goes, man. So, all right, I'm gonna beach the kayak now, guys. Check out that Costa Rica trip. Should be a really good time. Supposedly Crocodile Bay is prime late November and December, so should be a good trip either way. So I'm gonna catch up with you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.